Hello, friends. And there's a whole bunch of lessons that I have learned in these last couple of days, which I would like to help all of you at home by imparting my knowledge on all of you. I think that the best way to learn is from your mistakes, but it's even better to learn from other people's mistakes.
Man, y'all need to pull up a chair and put your phones on silent because we are witnessing a masterclass in damage control. We got Andrew Tate, the top G, the man who says he never loses. Well, he just lost. He took an L in the ring against Chase DeMoor. Now, usually when a fighter loses, they come out humble. They say, hey, he was the better man tonight. Back to the lab. Not Tate. He turns on the camera, bruises on his face, ego bruised even worse, and what is the first thing he talks about? His Christmas tree.
We have a Christmas tree behind us. Yeah, please. I didn't even put this Christmas tree up, you know? The Pagani, thank you, Motor Company. Have you heard of them? They make Pagani automobiles. There's not many of them in the world. They cost around $5 million each. I have two. The Pagani company actually came and built me a Pagani Christmas tree and gave me Pagani presents to put underneath it in my Pagani penthouse, which was very nice of them.
Bro, you just got punched in the mouth. Why are we talking about holiday decorations? But it ain't just a regular tree. He says, the Pagani Motor Company came and built me a Pagani tree and gave me Pagani presents in my Pagani penthouse. A Pagani tree? What the hell is a Pagani tree? Is it made of carbon fiber? He is trying to flex the pain away. It is the ultimate rich guy cope. He says, I forgot about Christmas. I didn't have a Christmas planned. I only had a singular focus. Stop the cap. Andrew, if your singular focus was the fight, why did you lose? If you were so locked in that you forgot baby Jesus was born, you should have been able to breathe in the third round. He claims he sacrificed everything. I didn't party. I didn't talk to silly girls. Bro, we see your Twitter. You tweet 50 times an hour. That ain't singular focus. That is screen addiction. Maybe if you put the phone down and picked up a jump rope, you wouldn't need a car company to come over and hang tinsel on your depression.
I didn't have a Christmas or a New Year planned. I didn't have anything in my head after this fight. My life ended on December 20th.
He says, my life ended on December 20th, and now it has begun again. Bro, you lost a boxing match to a reality TV star. Calm down. But I gotta respect the hustle. Most men cry in the shower when they lose. Tate cries in a $30 million penthouse surrounded by gifts from an Italian supercar manufacturer. It's better to cry in a Pagani than in a Honda, I guess. Then he tries to explain the loss, and this is where the delusion kicks in. This is where the ego tries to protect itself.
I don't care if people mock me. I don't even know. I've not yet had time to process why he beat me. I got tired after the second round, and I don't know why.
He looks the camera in the eye and says, I got tired after the second round, and I don't know why. You don't know why? Nah, we know why. Andrew, we see you every single day. What do we see? We see you on a yacht, we see you in a supercar, and what is in your mouth? A fat cigar. You smoke cigars like they are oxygen, and you were confused why your lungs quit on you in round two? That ain't a mystery, playboy. If I drink a gallon of vodka and crash my car, I don't get out and say, I don't know why the car crashed. You gassed out because you trained your lungs to filter tobacco, not oxygen. But listen to who he blames. He doesn't blame the cigars. He doesn't blame the lack of sprints. He blames God.
If I didn't get tired, I would have won. I'm a better boxer, but I did get tired. Maybe it's ring rust. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe he's too heavy and he kept leaning on me. I don't know why. If I want to get spiritual about all of this, why did I get tired? I don't know. It doesn't make sense. The only thing that makes sense is that I was not supposed to win. Why was I not supposed to win? Maybe God decided, you know what, Chase has been through enough with mocking and things on the internet. Chase doesn't need the loss right now. Andrew can handle the loss better. Maybe God decided.
He says, maybe God decided to instantly gas me so that I lose. God didn't gas you out, Cohiba gassed you out. He thinks God came down from heaven, parted the clouds, and personally squeezed his lungs shut just to teach him a lesson. Lord, why did you take my wind? Because you didn't do your road work, my son. He refuses to admit he's out of shape. He would rather blame the creator of the universe than admit he should have put the cigar down for 6 weeks.
Maybe if I won, we would have went out and celebrated that night, and Tristan would have smoked a bunch of cigars, and maybe he would have died 1 minute earlier. And maybe I get an extra minute with my brother because I lost. And if that's the case, then I'm glad I lost. If God decides that for some reason he's going to instantly gas me when I was in perfect physical condition so that I lose, then I have to accept God's decision.
He says, I was in perfect physical condition. No, you were in perfect Instagram condition. You looked good standing still, but when you had to move, the engine blew up. He's talking about karmic retribution. My God, it's cardiovascular retribution. You can't cheat the treadmill, Andrew, even with a Pagani. Then he goes into his favorite mode, the metaphor. He can't just say, I'm getting old. No, he has to make it sound like a documentary.
And I'm not going to bitch, I'm not going to complain, and I'm not going to cry. I'm going to take it. God decided on that day. As a lion gets older, he should be a little bit smarter about the war he gets involved in, about the fights he picks. But after spending so many years patrolling the Savannah as the fucking biggest, most dangerous lion that exists on the planet, I don't want to change.
He looks into the lens and says, I am an old lion patrolling the Savannah. My teeth are a little less sharp. My joints are a little slower. Bro, you are not a lion. You are a podcaster. You live in a penthouse in Dubai, not the Serengeti. The only thing you are patrolling is your Twitter feed. He says, I was fighting off other lions on my territory. Chase DeMoor was on a Netflix dating show called Hot to Handle. You didn't fight Iron Mike. He wants to make it sound epic. He wants it to be Gladiator. I went out on my shield. Bro, you went out on your stool because you couldn't breathe. You didn't die in battle. You took a nap in the corner. The lion is supposed to know when to retire. He's sitting there describing his own decline like it's poetry. My teeth are dull. Yeah, and your hands are slow. Put the gloves down and pick up the remote control, old man. But the wildest part, the martyrdom.
Am I bitter? Am I going to sit here and cry that the Romanian government, the most corrupt government in the fucking EU, stole my prime years, my last years I could fight at my best? Am I going to cry about it? No. I sat with my son. He said, what happened to your face, Dad? I said, I lost a fight. Maybe that's why God wanted me to lose for that conversation. Maybe he wanted me to lose for this emergency meeting. Maybe I'm about to save someone's life. And maybe I'm just here to fucking suffer and get my ass kicked, and I'm going to do it all so I can give everyone else a fantastic life and give everyone else mindset advice. Nobody gives me mindset advice. Nobody helps me. Nobody helps me with my mindset and saves me when I'm depressed. No, maybe I'm just here to take a fucking beating like a piñata and give candy to everybody else. Maybe that's what God's plan was for me.
Tate sits there, battered and bruised, and says, maybe I'm just here to take a beating like a piñata and give candy to everybody else. A piñata? Bro, are you comparing yourself to Jesus? He thinks he is sacrificing himself for humanity. Oh, I took this beating so that you could learn a lesson. Nah, what lesson? The only lesson I learned is to do some cardio. And then the logic gets even crazier. He tries to justify the loss by bringing up his brother Tristan. Listen to this insanity. He says, maybe if I won, we would have celebrated, and Tristan would have smoked a cigar and died 1 minute earlier. That is some Final Destination logic. He is doing mental gymnastics at the Olympic level. He refuses to accept that he just lost a boxing match. Thank you, Chase DeMoor, for beating my ass so my brother could live. That is narcissism on a level we have never seen.
He said to me, I'm tired, Andrew, of watching you find the silver linings in all of the clouds. You deserve to have a sunny day. Why can't you just ever have a nice day? Why can't you ever have a sunny day?
So, how does he wrap this up? How does the top G handle defeat? He looks the camera and drops the real reason he ain't crying. He says, I just lost in front of the world and I got paid $20 million. I'm fine. There it is. The mask falls off. He ain't a lion. He ain't a martyr. He ain't God's Piñata. He is a businessman. He took an L in the ring, but he took a W at the bank. And honestly, I can't hate on that. If you pay me $20 million to get hugged by Chase DeMoor for 6 rounds, sign me up. Tate proved that you can lose the fight and still win the war, if the war is about who has the most expensive car. He's crying, but he's crying in a $30 million penthouse while his assistant dusts his Pagani tree. That's the ultimate cushion. Money makes the punches hurt less.
I'm so good at finding the silver lining. When you throw me a cloud, I'll find the silver. Now I've got a big pile of it. Hundreds of millions of dollars of it.
He says, I'm so good at finding the silver lining. Bro, the lining ain't silver, it's platinum. You are rich. So what's the lesson here? Andrew Tate is the king of spin. He took a humiliating loss, wrapped it in God's plan, sprinkled some lion metaphors on it, and sold it to his fans as a victory. He's delusional, he's out of shape, and he's insanely arrogant. But he's also $20 million richer today than he was yesterday. So who really lost? Us. We lost because we watched this bullshit. I'm out. I'm going to find a silver lining in my bank account. Oh wait, it's empty.